Hello and welcome back to Factorio C Block. In our last episode, we continued looking at this Crystal Splinter processing series of recipes that is quite a complex variety of different things that we definitely want to understand a little bit of before we actually build a version of it. And this is the final step in it, so we'll be able to take a look at this and the recipes that comes with it in the Crystal Splinter Processing 3, and then make some plans and decisions on what exactly we want to build in order to make these things, produce them. So it's going to ding here in just a second. Pretty good timing on my intro there. And we have it. So what this will get us is the ability to crush any color of those cut crystals. Those are the ones that come from here. This process, not the polished ones to be polished with the grindstones, but the precursors to those. We'll be able to cut any of those, to grind any of those, or to grind the crystal dust into powder as well. And we can also turn the crystal powder into slurry with the purified water. So I want to take a look at some of these kind of recipes in parallel, just to see what is kind of the better way to do this, and then we can come up with a full plan of how to do this. So let's go in here, and we had these partial plans here that we were kind of working our way toward, but I want to take a look at these and see how they play out all together. So if we come back here just for a moment, we wanted to have 2.25 in either case of the crystal slurry, and that's the new recipe or the new thing. So get the crystal slurry, and we can take a look at this one. And we can take a look at this one. We already know from previous experience this one here is better than any of these or any combination of these. We tested that out way back when we first started looking at the crystal slurry from the geode processing process. Redundant? It's fine. Whenever back here that was, we looked at those two different options. Actually, right here, I think. Yeah, right here. And we learned that to produce what would be the same amount of stuff, which we'd have to tweak that number to make it the same amount. I guess we could. We could say let's produce 54.5. We would need to have a lot more production of these. Let's scroll down here. 7.2, and this is only 5.05. And we'd also would need a lot more, I think, of the sulfuric acid as well. 16.31 versus 6.83. No, there's a combination here. It might not be actually less sulfuric acid. It was a total of... That's not right either. Actually, it's a little bit more. It was like 18.6. It was a little bit more sulfuric acid, but it's less other processing, which I think ended up being better in the end. But so we did that, and we figured out that we liked that one better anyway. So if we compare these two, let's put them into separate processes just so we can isolate them. Let's have them both make 2.25, just so that we are talking apples to apples here. And then we can do, so it's just a tiny bit of a machine here. We'll do the old one first, so we can do the crystal dust from the six resources here. That's a recycler. This one is the Mila regime that gives a little bit. We can do that, and then we can do this recipe, which is not the one we want. This one here, which gets the crystals from the heavy mud water, and then we can have Matrix Solver solve it for us, and that gives us an idea of how much acid and how much input waters we need, or mud and water we need, in order to process this. We may take it deeper, but we're going to see what this comes out to be first. And then this one here, we could do, to start with, we'll do this crystal dust or powder from dust. That's already going to need 1.125 crystals, and this one here only needed 0.45 crystals, although it does need the sulfuric acid. But if you recall, we are producing sulfuric wastewater here, so we will have some surplus of acid as we go through this process, or of acidic wastewaters. We should be able to make some acid locally here anyway. But if we do this and this, that already requires a lot more of these. Now, of course, we don't need the sulfuric acid here, but we do need some small amount of purified water. And then we could still get these from the 6... Oops, I did one too many purples. There, and then this from here, and we can matrix solve that. And that's still going to require a decent amount of mud. In fact, it requires more mud and more water and a little bit of purified water instead of the acid. And it's just a tiny amount of acid, and we have to deal with the sulfuric wastewater anyway. Why would I ever want to do that? It doesn't make any sense. And then we also will need lubricant to fix these drums. So we need lubricant as well. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So we're going to stick with this recipe then. The alternative, of course, could be any one of these crystal slurry. Any one of these crystal powder from the crystals themselves. But then we have to grind those too. I didn't add the right recipe. Although that would just still be slurry from this. Do 2.25 of that. And if we got them from these cut blue crystals, and let's pretend that we're using 1/3 of each of these. We're using all 3 colors. Just pretend. And that gets us all of those. Actually, I should do matrix. Yeah, let's do that. Give me this and that and this. And then give me this. Gives me those. And then we can have the matrix solve this. And this would give us, if we used the second level here, and then you need crystal dust as well, which means I'm still doing this process here. I'm not gonna think this is much better. Might be way worse, actually. Let's go to there, and we still have, of course, the fish stuff to worry about, but that's okay. Did these balance? They did. Great. And that gives us... here. 8.9, 3.5, 4.4. Yeah, that's still using a little bit more. And we also have to feed in these other things. So I don't think I like any of these crushed to powder recipes. Which is interesting because it's tier 3. Why would that be process 3? There must be another reason for this later in one of the blue recipes here or something, to use those to get that powder, and they're just putting that in there. Sometimes Angels and Bobs do that. Is this Angels or is this Bobs, by the way? Both. Probably Angels, actually. Actually, just Angels. So sometimes Angels does that, which gives an irregular balance to something like that, because you'll need it later, but they want to kind of demonstrate the process early. But I think we proved it out here, and I think we can start designing our full sort of build now. Do we need 3.75 of these constantly? Probably not. We could probably plan for half of that many, plus the other half going into making these. Although we should, once again, check to see how these are used. I believe they're used in making of boards eventually. They are. And how many circuit boards will we even want of each of these types? Well, the modules need them. You need 5 boards to make 1 module. You know, maybe we should go a little bit bigger on this after all. Maybe we should start with this, because this is our kind of final product. I would like to change thing here. Where is that? There's a button to press here. It gives me... Keep count? No. It gives me the ability to enter... Oh, this one here. See all products. Oh, we can't do it yet, I guess. So we can go ahead and do this part then, which is this. And then, of course, red and green. And then I can do see all products. And then I can put in that I want 0.375 of each of these on top of the 0.375 that would be used in the making of those. Which means I need effectively 0.75 of each of those, which also means effectively that I need 2 of each of these machines, which is fine with me. We'll figure that out and plan it out as we go. Next thing I think I put in the list here were the grindstones. Yeah. Let's put that in a sub uh, function thing here, though, just to kind of keep this organized. So we have our prime outputs here, and then I group this into sub things. We are going to have this stuff coming out of something. What does that come out of again? Oh, it comes out of there. Right. We already have... Oh, not you. This one. We already have those coming... Wait a minute. Am I losing my... Oh, we haven't gotten there yet. That's why. Okay, that's fine. We'll make these. We'll put this in... Nope, not there. Put this in here. Making the grinding wheels. Making the silicon carbide. Making the silicon powder. Making the carbon... correctly. Let's go with just the basic recipe. Yes, the basic recipe for carbon here, which is charcoal and steam, and then we can put some steam in there too, to get the water input as instead of the steam input. And we of course need to change this to use some other source of fuel, being not that, this and this here. And I think I need to click a button. I think I need to click that button. That is the default. And so it saves the fuel for those if we need in the future, because we're already bringing in the charcoal anyway. We'll use the charcoal for both. That is how we make the grinding wheels. It takes in the crystal powder that we'll have hopefully correct amounts back from that previous process, or in from that previous process. These three solid raw ingredients in this one here, and I can turn that off, by the way. And we have a surplus of steam, which is fine. It doesn't match correctly. I guess I could do 20% productivity. Yeah. Apparently I can't math either. Why? Whatever. Just put it in there. It's fine. It'll show surplus of steam here, and it'll show a net there. I don't know. Oh, because it's temperature based, right? Maybe we don't bother with that then. We know that's water. I kind of wish you could just do that. They would match each other, but they don't. So just leave it as steam. That's fine. We know that that's 1-to-1 with water, and that'll be fine. All right, so that's our grinding wheels, and then we need to make these crystals here, which are made with this process. We of course need to have that output, which means we're going to have a surplus here, which we don't want. That means we're not actually making enough of the crystal here in order to get what we need out of it, which is why we need to have those grinding recipes. Why do we not need that here, by the way? Why did we not need that here? We're making 0.75, basically double this. Means we need 0.75 of this or double that, which is 0.75. Why do we need more grinding wheels than... We don't. You're an idiot. You gotta link this, Molly. There we go. Now we're net zero again. Sorry about that. It doesn't auto-link these all the time, and it always trips me up for a second there. So that's fine. And then it takes 3 of these, or 2 of those. We'll do 2 of those. And then we can do this process here. And we're going to do the number 2 process, because we found out previously, last time, that this works better, more efficient on the fishing front, I believe. This one was almost 28 fisheries. This one was just 14, so half is better. Not there. This one, we'll do that. That'll be a separate process as well. And then this here, the crystal seed. Did I break that? Yeah, I did. Okay, so crystal seed, we'll do that first into its own thing here. And that's going to need some of these as ingredients. Means we will have to run this process. That's fine. That. We can actually sub those too. You know what? Let's do a control click and push those into a sub. There. And then that's linked out. We need to have one of those per second. And then we'll do this and this. And this will be a matrix solution. It can be now, actually. Yeah, it actually can be now. And that'll give us our exact inputs and outputs for the crystal making. And then we also here need a calculated petri dish making. There. I'm going to push those into a sub factory as well here. And we're going to make petri dishes very easily. From glass and cellulose paste. And then we need to make alien bacteria. I guess from a few things here. Did I break that up into separate categories or not? The answer is not. Okay, so we're gonna break that up now. I want to make calcium carbonate in a separate category. By the way, we should probably make these more efficient. That might be better on 4. Let's see what this looks like here. 12, so that's like 3 to 2, 3 to 1. I mean. This is like 7. I don't like it. Maybe just stay with the grays here. 10 to 17 to 4, though. Alright, well, it has to be a belt feed for simplicity's sake. That's fine. Down here, 12 of these. We need to have this and then that. We could simplify this, maybe. We're already at the highest level we can make. So that's 3 of those. Can I get 3 of these? 2. And then this one, 8. Like 3 to 4 to 8. Not too bad, actually. Probably pull that off. And then we do thermal water from the ground here, making with this stuff here. Which is made from this stuff here, made from salt water. And then we need to do ammonia gas. And there were a couple of options on ammonia gas. We could either do blue cellulose fiber, or we could do ammonia synthesis. And I think, based on what we did before, ammonia synthesis was way more efficient, way easier. Let's do that one. Maybe I want to do ammonia in a separate category? Maybe. Maybe. Where we get ammonia from? Oh, yeah. There. Get it from the air. We need nitrogen as well. And that comes from... Probably... I don't want to do that one. Hydrogen. Guess I could do this. What am I doing? How am I doing that otherwise? Let's see, that's fertilizer here. I'm doing... Oh, I needed carbon dioxide here, so I'm getting hydrogen from the carbon dioxide process. Oh. Okay, well, maybe that isn't better then. Both of them. Hydrogen. How do we want to get hydrogen? I don't want slag coming out. I guess this one then, purified water. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to be venting so much oxygen here. That's not a lot, actually. Actually tiny. But you know what I mean. Compressed air, I forgot to put that in. That in real quick. And then we can do some purified water making from water. And then we'll have a little bit of saline that we can vent here too. The other option for that needed 20 of that. Okay, that's why. Oh, here we are. And you also need to recycle these too. Why is that not linked? When it gets weird like that, it gets weird like that. Oh, no, this. Not that. Sometimes Helmond just gets weird. don't want you to produce the saline water. I want you to not count it as a main product. I don't care. I want ammonia out of this. Alright, then we're going to take you out. I'll feed that in elsewhere. Still not blinking properly. Yeah, this is... let's just do... we need 20. Force it here. That'll be fine. And then if we try this elsewise with the blue algae here. And you don't know how much you need either. That needs sulfuric wastewater as part of its input. And while we do have sulfuric wastewater coming out of part of this, we only have a tiny amount, 1.75. And so we do not want... or it would be twice that, but still, we don't want 20 being used, so that's why we don't want to use blue algae. So let's delete that. Let's take this and let's force it all back into, control-click, all back into here. And I think that'll make it behave again. Yes, it does. And then we can fix the saline and purified water solution here easily enough. Because they're coming from the same pot. I was just going to put that in this area here anyway. We need to either have 50 saline or 16. Okay, so we definitely need that much. Ouch. That's a lot of saline. That's okay. Unless there's a better way to make saline. I don't think there is at this juncture. Yeah, we don't have a supply of chloric wastewater, so we'd have to do it over here instead. And maybe one day we'll be able to do this part. For now, can't. So that's fine. We'll leave this. It's fine. We'll just have a whole bunch of purified water getting vented. And so that should be the end of that bit. And then we need to do the next bit, which is this one. We do have hydrochloric acid. Maybe we do have chloric wastewater. Maybe. This is where we need the polluted artificial fish water, and that'll be its own subcategory, I think. Or do I want to make it here? We need to get the polluted artificial fish water in one place or two here. Maybe just the one. We're going to do... So, someone suggested, and I forgot all about this, someone suggested that we could do a combined effort of this and this to try and get that polluted artificial fish water we needed to do. And I never thought about that when I was doing this, and that's a good suggestion for someone to try. So let's first do the way that I have been doing it, which is this and that. And we need to make the meat from the Santa rays. And then we need to, I think, matrix solve it. And a brace. Force it. Oops. This is course it. It needs to be the fish first, and then this and that. Oh, I think I had to override that too, didn't I? I might have had to type 73.53 in here. Yep. I had to force it because it never worked out properly. Alright, so this is going to take 40 of these. And we're not quite balanced. Do the old-fashioned balancing algorithm here. Why are you acting like you need some of that? 70 seems not right. The around 30%? No, it's requiring meat. Still not right. That's why, because you should be at 100% productivity. I think. Yeah. Now I need to put this weight back up again. How about 73.53? Here we are. Matrix solver once again, foiling the day. So this needs 40 of these, a couple of those, and 10 of those, 11 of those. And the reason it's 40, whereas this over here was 14, is because we're producing a lot more stuff in this process than we were in. Because we added, basically we doubled this, which means we doubled our draw of... Where's the rest of it? You need here. No, we need more than that. We still need 37.5 more. That isn't right. You needed 18.75. And you needed 5. It'd be like double that. Somebody not linked again? Properly? Yes. You were not linked properly. And now we need 8. That's not correct. Because this still needs 37.5 more. Okay, so there's our problem. I need to pull that part out and put it into its own completely separate array, which means that I just delete these 3, push this one back up into its parent here, and then I come all the way back up to the top and I make this stuff. Here and here. And you can both go with one, and then you can both go into your own separate array here. And that makes you make 50. We can make the meat, of course, this way, and then we can knock this down to this crazy number here. Perfect. So that's 30 of these, which is double what we needed here, more or less. That's much closer to double than I'm happy with it. And also that nullifies the need for that stuff in here. So this is one option where we make 37 point... sorry, no, we make more than that. We make 50.834 of it. And then let's try doing this the other way, which is we make with these two... What did I just do? I don't think I did it. Okay, good. Do these two, and you're still going to make 50.8334. 34. Link. Okay. I don't know why you're making more than that then. Okay, good. And then this needs some meat we can make out of the Santa rice. Still. And that actually calculates. Now that needs to do the same job. That only needs 21. No, it's going to need 22. Because we can't mix these. So it's going to need 22 of these. Whereas this one needed 30. And it needed the liquefiers making the meat into liquid. And it needed a lot more meat being made. This is a better option. Thank you. Who? Okay, now I need to see who this was. Because I have no memories of who this was. and I want to say how much I appreciate it. So let me take a look real quick. Kiwi Hawk, thank you very much for that suggestion, because we are going to use it. So let's delete this one, and let's link this one. Did I just do 0? No, it's got to be 50.833. So that'll be its own solution, separate there, but it's pulling for both of those. And then we still have a lot more calculations to do. And so I want to leave this here as kind of we just got started on this. We'll finish these calculations, but in the meantime, I can also make all of the machines we need for the processes we have here, which will be quite a few. And we can have those ready to go for next time. And we could start laying some of this out, because I don't think it'll take us very long to figure out how we're going to get crystal slurry, how we're going to get... Oh, we already got that. Actually, and then hydrochloric acid. We'll make our own nutrient pulp here. We'll make our own artificial fish water. Actually, we'll do that in that build. Probably both of those as subs of that build. And we'll figure this all out. The rest of it will come in via belt or pipe or whatever. And we'll get it all... We'll get it started next time. But for now, we'll leave this here. And we'll see you all again in the next one. Thank you all for joining me. And I will see you then. Bye for now.